Hi, Prof. Good evening. Today I would like to present my personal assignment. So I took the journal. That journal was written by Askim with a friend, and the title of the journal itself is about to improve performance at two Canadian emergency department by using discrete event simulation. So the background of this journal, there are a couple of points I have mentioned here. This study examined this issue within the context of Toronto, Canada, which has more than 40 hospitals offering 24 hours emergency service and diagnostic testing. And the next emergency department are essential for patient care, but they encounter significant challenges, including prolonged length of stay, resources allocation issues, and long wait times. And the application of a discrete event simulation to model the two emergency department, aiming to pinpoint bottleneck and evaluate performance strategies to reduce outputs such as wait and treatment times, enabling evaluate performance ED or emergency department management, predict outcomes of staffing and process modification. And the last, to emphasize the importance of efficient flow in the emergency department and address issues like extended patient stay, resources distribution, lengthy wait times, and nursing shortages. So the problem or the research statement from these journals, there are 3 points I have identified. The research aimed to understand the similarities and differences between these ED and develop a generic model that can be applied to other ED or emergency department in need of similar analysis. And common issue faced by ED or emergency department include overcrowding, prolonged length of stay, funding constraints, and performance metric targets set by the regional jurisdiction. And the last, improving their wait times and reduce emergency department length of stay to meet their pay for results goal. So I identify or I put here the characteristic of the Sunnybrook emergency department and Sos Joseph emergency department. So there are two emergency department that's now already defined the characteristic each of them. So I will not read this all, but we can see exactly what exactly the point from each of emergency department itself. So these are model inputs to run this process. So if we can see here, more input types, there are four: resources, process design, policy, and data. So we can go through after, to continue the model inputs. So this is a model design. So this model design was built by using Simul 8 Professional. And research and discussion about this journal, there are a couple of points I assessed or identified. There are the paper delved into the model design, validation, and implementation, as well as the detailed simulation scenarios and the impact of target duration restriction on key performance indicator. The second one, it evaluates various changes such as altering the number of available stretchers, planned physical resource change, flow change, human resource change, and demonstrates their impact on patient flow and ED metrics. And the last, the study finding suggests that DAS or discrete event simulation is useful for modeling emergency department operation, and that the proposed approach could be beneficial for hospital in improving throughput or reducing waiting times, despite challenges related to the data availability and quality. So the conclusion from this journal, there are a couple of points I have mentioned here. This simulation is useful for modeling ED operation, as I mentioned before, and the generalized approach proposed in the paper could be valuable for hospital in improving throughput or decreasing waiting times. The paper acknowledged the challenge related to data availability and quality, which may affect model accuracy. The developed DAS or discrete event model present meaningful insight into future system performance despite limitation related to data availability and admitted patient flow. The last but not least, the paper provide comprehensive analysis of the development and implementation of DAS model or discrete event simulation model in two Canadian emergency department, emphasizing the potential benefit and challenge associated with using simulation modeling to improve AD or emergency department performance. Yeah, so this is the link that we can click to find out exactly the original of journal itself. I think that's it from my end. Thank you, Prof. Good evening.